All right, you guys, what's going on? So I thought I would do a live about this. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I feel like this is beyond a video. I don't know how long it's going to take to get my point across and have this discussion. And besides, it take a lot of time to record these videos, edit it, and load it to your phone to load it onto the tube. So I thought I would go live on this particular subject matter. Now, Lamont Roach, a guy that many people believe should have been the rightful victor in his fight with Tank, basically did his own, play-by-play call of the fight, and he felt that he won the fight 8 rounds to 4, where basically because of a few debacles in the fight, it turned out to be a draw, which many observers thought that Tank lost that fight because of just many people believed he got outboxed. And then there was a moment in the fight where many people saw Tank take a knee, which should have been counted as a knockdown, which would have gave Lamont Roach basically the victory over Tank. But nevertheless, footage has surfaced, which I saw this when it first happened. And then Tank attempted twice to, play dirty in the fight. He tried to like lift his shoulder up and try to, you know, um you use his shoulder as a battering ram and try to hit Lamont Roach in the jaw. He was trying to break his jaw. Then, not to mention the bite in the fight. Now, Tank fans are having a meltdown, saying that we're hating, saying it was AI. Saying it ain't no fucking AI. Okay, it's not no AI. It actually happened. I noticed that. I saw it when it first happened. But now what's going on? You got the Tank fans disappearing because one, the fight didn't do very well on pay-per-view, according to various reports, numerous reports that this fight underperformed. It did like around 149,000, which I heard it did less than that. But nevertheless, we'll go with that narrative. But it didn't do very well. Tank pay-per-view numbers, with the exception of Ryan Garcia, Tank has yet to hit even 400,000 pay-per-view buys before and after the Ryan Garcia fight. So while they're making it look like Tank is just this superstar, sales say otherwise. Yeah, he does sell out arenas, or he averages a decent crowd whenever he fights. Fact. But is he the star that they're making him out to be? Wrong. This is a debacle for Tank. I did my post analysis and I saw a lot of flaws get exposed by Tank in that fight that Lamont Roach exposed. He exposed a lot of vulnerabilities in Tank, in which that could help somebody else, whether it isn't Lamont Roach in the rematch or somebody else, basically possibly have success with Tank. I heard people at one time saying Tank is unbeatable. That's complete crap. I've watched Tank fight several times, and I saw quite a few fights where Tank had to rely on his power to get him over the hump. I saw quite a few fights where Tank, in my eyes, was behind on the cards, and his power was the equalizer. And he finally had a guy who wouldn't go down. And what I saw about Tank, about his skill set, that bothers me about Tank. Tank is very hesitant to try to initiate offense, press the action. He spends too much time waiting to see what the other guy's going to do. Sometimes you're going to have to initiate offense. Say what you want to say about Floyd. People would say Floyd was a runner, but I just got through watching quite a few of Floyd's fights. Floyd would always come forward and Floyd would initiate offense. He would walk opponents down and he would pick them off with great counters, a great left hook, lead right, and then he would get out of harm's way. Even if you could press Floyd and push him up against the ropes, he would find a way to fight his way out. So all this stuff about Floyd is a runner is complete BS. It was a narrative created primarily by anti-black Mexican fans because Floyd used to just beat up and have his way with primarily Mexican fighters. So that's where the running stuff came from, because Floyd was so dominant. It's been Cap, and it always had been Cap. He came forward all night versus Canelo. Came forward pretty much the majority of the fight versus Robert Guerrero. He came forward all night versus Cotto. So where is this running stuff coming from? Like I said, it's just a fake narrative. Now it's funny, you don't see guys like ES News talking about this particular subject. They fixated on basically running a smear campaign against Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford. Because EA News always have his head up Tank's ass. But this is something that we should be talking about. Devin Haney hasn't fought in almost a year. And by the time he gets back into the ring, it will be a year since he's fought. But that's good for Devin, that Devin's staying on people's minds. But we talking about a fight that happened 2 weeks ago that many people thought that Tank lost the fight. But Tank just showed poor sportsmanship. He basically thought that he could do whatever he wanted to do in the fight. Then he basically tried to throw his hairdresser under the bus and use this excuse about grease and all this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether sweat is in your eye or not. You can't stop the action. You can't stop the action, and that's just the bottom line. There's people that didn't have blood in their eyes and they couldn't stop the action. Tank should have got disqualified, or he should have lost the point either way. And the Tank fans don't want to have a real conversation because they too busy nut hugging. He basically tried to pull a Mike Tyson. And we all know what happened with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was primarily ran out of boxing. And rightfully so, because Mike Tyson felt, due to the headbutt that he had a cut over his eye, he felt that Evander Holyfield was excessively headbutting him, and Mike Tyson basically self-destructed. He bit Evander Holyfield and he got disqualified because he felt that basically he was possibly going to lose to Evander Holyfield again. And Tank, due to the fact that he wasn't able to have his way with Lamont Roach actually had came near the fight. Tank was getting frustrated. Tank was getting hit. Tank got hurt in that fight quite a few times. Roach was less hurt in the fight than Tank was. So I think Tank was shocked by the fact that Lamont Roach didn't get caught up in the hype. This is what you used to see happen a lot when Triple G fought. Most of his opponents was already defeated because due to the fact that you had, HBO, you had these Triple G apologists making all these videos about him being this unstoppable force. Me, myself, I was never drinking the Triple G Kool-Aid because I always thought Triple G was overrated as fuck, and it was proven once he started to fight better competition and when he fought guys that just didn't stay in front of him and that actually fought back. You saw it in the Daniel Jacobs fight when he struggled against Daniel Jacobs. A fight that a lot of people thought that Daniel Jacobs did enough at the bare minimum to get a draw. I've watched that fight a couple of times. You can either go draw or you can go like Triple G edging them out. You can go Daniel Jacobs edging Triple G out, or you can go draw. It could have, but at the end of the day, Triple G refused to give Daniel Jacobs a rematch. And then you started to see the vulnerabilities in Triple G. And for that, from that point on, it was sort of like downhill. Triple G carefully matched with people that fit his style. And then due to the fact that they built him up as this, this dude with freakish power and all this kind of stuff, a lot of times people fall for it. Opponents fall for it. If you go into the fight just hoping not to get knocked out or go into the fight in, survivor mode, you already defeated. And a lot of those people that fought Triple G were already defeated. And I think a lot of times you saw it with Tank. And now, based off the fact that they saw a guy like Lamont Roach basically have success with Tank, and not only have success, make an argument that he beat Tank. Now you're going to see other people like, okay, well, maybe this, the mystique about Tank isn't what the media has made it out to be. Of course it isn't. And I just found it laughable that people were saying that Tank is unbeatable. I was just like, are you kidding me? Tank is very, very beatable. And Lamont Roach proved it. So can you imagine somebody that has even more decent power than Lamont Roach? Tank doesn't like people that press the action. And I tell you, Tank has dry spots in the fight where he just doesn't do anything. A rematch, Tank is going to have to be more aggressive in this fight. He's going to have to try to impose his will. He's going to have to go after Lamont Roach and try to break Lamont Roach down to try to overwhelm him. Because if he fights the same way, the same exact way he fought in this particular fight, not only is he going to lose, he might get stopped. Lamont Roach also showed that Tank can be hurt. So now a question comes into play. Does Tank have a chin? So we're going to have to see. But anyway, Tank has no choice but to rematch Lamont Roach. And I'm glad that there are people that are applying pressure on Tank to rematch Lamont Roach. I know he was supposed to be negotiating a fight with Jake Paul, but he got to take care of business versus Lamont Roach. He sat up there just a little while ago, said that he was more skillful than Floyd Mayweather. No, it's not even close. He is not more skillful than Floyd Mayweather. I'm just keeping it a buck. But he looking like Mike Tyson right about now. That was a very dark moment in sports when Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield went down. I saw it when it first happened. I was shocked. For those who don't know, I was a big Mike Tyson fan. My heart dropped when I saw him lose to Buster Douglas. So I was always a Mike Tyson fan, but then when I saw how he conducted himself basically in the Evander Holyfield fight, he wanted a way out. He felt like the fight was about to get away from him even after, even after 3 rounds. And Mike Tyson just wanted a way out. He felt like, okay, it's going to be repeat performance in Evander Holyfield, so I need a way out. He already headbutted me excessively. I got a cut. So, I just need a way out. And that's what Mike Tyson did. And then you're seeing this, it's a little blurry, but they have other versions of the fight that you can watch on various different websites and channels. But Tank did, in fact, try to bite Lamont Roach. Not to mention where he tried to use his shoulder to, hit him in the chin. And nobody said anything about that. So Tank got away with a lot of different things. But it's amazing you'll have people that'll try to assassinate other people's characters, who basically did what they were supposed to do. You got people that's actually mad at Devin Haney for doing what he was supposed to do. But then again, what you had is a lot of, nut huggers that were pushing the narrative that were basically condoning cheating. The way other people have condoned cheating is just deplorable. And then you got everybody trying to act like they a scientist, talked about the amount. Listen, man, at the end of the day, you ain't supposed to have a banned substance. It don't matter what amount. You ain't supposed to have the shit in your system. So whatever you did in the fight is null and void. That's it. That's all. But yet you got people trying to, you got people trying to make it look like Ryan Garcia is some kind of victim. So, this just goes to show you how ass backwards people are. I said before, the Tank fans are nowhere to be found. Now, all of a sudden, what's going to happen is, oh, people are hating on Tank. Oh, these dudes are coons and all this kind of shit. Like, man, stop it. The person that's been acting like a straight up coon is Tank. He only got smoke for the brothers. Always got Terrence Crawford's name in his mouth. All set up there protecting Ryan Garcia, even though he stipulated Ryan Garcia to death. Sitting up there saying Ryan didn't cheat. Ryan Garcia is a lying, cheating piece of crap. But yeah, I needed to put this out there. Tank looking real bad right about now. The footage don't lie. So let me get this straight. Tank is off limits, so we can't talk about Tank, right? But this is what the PBC do. This is what they fighters do. This is what they do. You critique their fighters. If it's not anything good, then all of a sudden they try to ostracize you. Oh, I don't want him at my fight. He talked about me, man. Get out of here, man. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. This is your boy Town. I'm out.